Howdy, people! Here with our next fiction notice and note reading strategy. Why does the state put up signposts along the road? To help show us where to go, right? To make sure we're not lost. Authors provide signposts as well, in order to kind of help guide us through the text. Why annotate with the signposts? It helps us build context or background information. It helps us understand plot, make predictions, identify conflict and patterns, as well as the author's purpose. Today we're working on the aha moment signpost. Let's hop in. Today's objective is that you will be able to identify the aha moment signpost in stories so that you can see the conflict and theme. What are you looking for? Usually a point when we or a character realizes something, understands something, or figures something out, and that realization changes our actions. What it may look like. We are watching for phrases that show suddenness of action or thought, right? So when a character says, "Suddenly I realized, in an instant I saw, I now knew, finally I understood," these are examples of aha moments. Now remember, it may not sound like this every single time, but when characters realize important information, right, this is a big deal. Here we have two examples from the movie Despicable Me having to do with Gru that are light bulb moments, right? These moments tell us about conflict and theme. So here, right, in this movie, Gru is currently trying to get into Vector's lab, who is in orange right here, right? He can't seem to find a way in. He's tried everything, but he's now sitting in a hole, right, in the ground, covered in soot because he's been shot with rockets and bitten by alligators and sharks and all these things, right? Well, all of a sudden, he realizes or sees the three girls in the story, right, make their way straight into Vector's lair because he's super interested in cookies. I guess every bad guy has a weakness, right? So when he sees them go in, okay, so easily, he has a light bulb or aha moment, realizing that he can go ahead and get in using these girls potentially, right? Here, right, it teaches us about this conflict and theme. So here is an example, character versus character, right, where Gru, right, is against Vector as the main character, okay? But it's also a character versus self because it's Gru versus his family, right? He doesn't yet know it, but these three girls are going to become his daughters essentially, right? So he needs to learn how to become a family person. And a theme is more like a lesson, right? So what we learn, or what I should say Gru learns, is that people need others. You can't be on your own all the time, right? People need others or something to make you a good human being. So these other people make Gru a better person, right? So we learn a little bit about conflict between Gru and Vector and Gru and his family, and we learn about a little bit about the lesson of the movie because, spoiler alert, in the end, right, he goes to save the girls because he cares about them. When this happens, we go ahead and think to ourselves or ask ourselves, how might this moment change things? Let's go ahead and give this a shot right here. You ready? Before we do, remember to look out for moments that look like this. Or I should say, maybe even the character could think it in a video, right? You can see it on their face. So things like, "Suddenly I realized, in an instant I saw, I now knew, and I finally understood." So, you might have noticed the moment, right? How might this moment change things for this woman, right? For our older woman. So, here's a quick little synopsis or summary of the video, right? There's this aha moment where the older woman realizes, oh my goodness, I've been actually eating this guy's cookies the entire time. What could I think? Right? Before this moment, we kind of have this idea of the old lady as is she's frustrated. The young man is selfish, right? How could someone be so unaware that he's stealing these things? Wow, wow, right? And then after the surprise, we realize, wow, the young man is actually really kind, right? He actually offered up a cookie, half a cookie to the old lady when she already stole all of his cookies, right? The old lady kind of probably stereotyped the young man, right? And the old lady didn't really see the whole picture. So, what kind of things could this change for this old lady moving forward? Good readers, stop when you notice these signposts. Stop and make a note. Because of this, you'll understand what you read and appreciate the author's craft a little bit more. Nice job, quality work.